Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. My name is Nat and I'm here for you. I am here for you as often as I can get to this microphone to give you some words of encouragement that will hopefully help you find the keys to the door that will unlock your happiness. And hopefully I'll be able to talk in this podcast. It sounds like I'm going to have a little trouble, so just bear with me. If this is your first time here, welcome to the show. Glad you found it. And I like the people telling me how they found it, whether it's the first time or a long time. Like Sunshine found it on Spotify by searching for Personal Development Podcast. Thank you, Sunshine, for letting me know. I appreciate that. Quick shout out to Positive Pete in New York City. Pete, I love you, man. You're doing a good thing wherever you are up there in beautiful NYC. Another shout out to Uriel. I think I'm saying your name right. Wearing his positive P-A-U-S-C with the pause button shirt. Love to see that. I also want to say, Matt, congratulations on your new job. You got out of that old job that was making you miserable and you got the new one. And you didn't respond to my text. I want to know how good it went. I mean, let me know. Okay, what else is going on? Don't forget about my book, The Positive Perspective. Better get it before the new one comes out or you're going to have to buy two. The Positive Perspective, you can get it on Amazon, or you know what? You can get it directly from me, which is even better. You skip big tech, you go to bepositivepodcast.com, you get your book there, and if you want to splurge a couple extra bucks, you get a personalized copy, and I throw in all kinds of goodies with it. And right now, if you order, here's what I'm going to do. You ready for this? Special of the week. If you order a personalized book right now, you're going to get a magnet and some stickers and a free Coolie cup. I'll throw that in there too. Nice koozie to keep your beer or your beverage nice and cool while we got a little bit of summer left, all right? Text me. You know how to get a hold of me, 304-506-3332. Or if you've got something you want me to talk about on the air or you want me to just give you my opinion and my take on it, you can go to the website /yourstory and tell me all about it. And I'll talk about it and give you a shout out on the air if you want to. Also, I do want to talk about real quick of this little shot I've been taking in the morning, and it's not a shot of tequila. No, it's some healthy stuff. It's called Magic Mind, and it's helped me out quite a bit. Talk about productivity. Oh my gosh. It helps you really be focused, man. It really helps you focus and get things done. It seems like it's easier to do stuff and my mind is less cluttered. It's a little shot. It improved my mornings. I don't drink as much coffee. It gives me a little energy boost and it tastes pretty good and it gets you through the day. And it's just, ever since I've been drinking these little green shots in the morning, it's been really giving me a lot of energy, and it just works. That stuff just works, man. Just works. It's got matcha in it. And if you ever heard of matcha, it has less caffeine than coffee, but it gets you, it's like an extended slow release version of caffeine without the nasty stuff that caffeine puts in your system. It's got ashwagandha, which reduces stress. It's got lion's mane mushrooms. It's a nootropic and it reduces anxiety and inflammation. And it supports cognition and it helps you, it prevents neural degeneration and stimulates your neural regeneration. It's really, really good for you and I recommend it. And if you like, you can go to magicmind.co/staypositive and use the code STAYPOSITIVE20. And you're going to get 50% off your subscription. And just tell them that Nat sent you, You don't even have to do that. Use that code. You'll get a discount. And I'm telling you what, my next batch is coming. I think it's coming tomorrow. I can't wait. So check it out and see if that helps you. And just click on the link and read all about it. Read all about it. It's good stuff. You'll love it. All right. What the hell am I going to talk about today? I don't know. What am I going to talk about? I think I have a topic. But first of all, I do want to send out my prayers and my positive energy to all the people in Hawaii with these horrible fires that are racing through Hawaii that have ripped it apart and devastated and taken so many lives. It's just not right. I have my feelings on how it started and how it happened. I will keep those to myself. We all have our own opinions, but I don't think it is, it's right. It's just a horrible thing. So send your prayers along with me to the people in Hawaii and help them rebuild. All right. So what am I going to talk about today? Well, you know what? This comes from Sharky. She gave me the idea for this. Sharky, I appreciate your input and your giving me ideas for the show. And she asked me, why do we constantly try to prove our point? Why do we constantly try to prove our point to family members, to friends, to loved ones? Why do we go to such great lengths to prove our point? What does it matter? You know, even if it's not forcing it on somebody else, but just if they don't believe in your point or your concept, and we constantly try to prove them. It's constantly trying to prove our point. It's a behavior, and it's rooted in human psychology, and there's a lot of factors that contribute to this. Told you I was going to have trouble talking today. The first one is cognitive dissonance. Yep, I looked that up. That's right, folks. Cognitive dissonance. It's when our beliefs or our opinions are challenged. It creates cognitive dissonance. It's a feeling of discomfort that comes up from holding contradictory thoughts. And to reduce that discomfort, we try to prove our point. We try to reinforce our existing beliefs to create consistency with other people, with ourselves. We want it to be the same. So we force our opinions on people and try to prove our point. The next thing is confirmation bias. Yes, I looked these terms up because I wanted to talk about this because, I try to prove my point sometimes, but a lot of times I just let it go. I don't want to waste my time. Life is too short. Cognitive bias, people are naturally inclined to seek out information that enhances, it confirms their beliefs. But they'll ignore information that contradicts them. We're seeing that today all over the planet, especially in our country. People are ignoring things that they don't believe in or that don't go with their thought or their brainwashing or whatever you want to call it. And they're just avoiding what is an obvious truth maybe to some people, but they're seeking evidence that supports their point of view. So when you're trying to prove your point, you are trying to get people to support your point of view. So it'll make you feel stronger. And the next thing is, it's our ego, man. Our ego. Our beliefs, what we believe and who we think we are and what we have been grown to and learned about our existence and our self-identity. And when it's challenged, it feels like a personal attack. And that triggers a defense mechanism. I mean, you got to protect your ego. So proving your point becomes a way to defend our self-concept, our self-image, our beliefs. So when you're trying to prove a point, your ego is also going at bat for your ideas. You don't want to be wrong. Who wants to be wrong? Nobody wants to be wrong, right? The next one is for approval. And we're trying to seek approval and validation. When you prove your point and somebody agrees with you, you feel validated. You know, and you're on social media or with your family or whatever, and people agree with you, you feel validated. You feel like you've accomplished something. You feel intelligent. You feel like you feel knowledgeable. You've persuaded other people to agree with you. So it gives you a sense of power when you actually convince people. So that's the part of the fueling drive behind trying to convince people or prove your point is if they give in, you feel that little sense of accomplishment, that sense of power, that sense of influence. And then it can elevate your feelings of authority or your status or influence, and it's rewarding to actually, it's like winning an argument. And if you're married and you're a man, you don't know what that's like. I had to throw that in there. And the next thing is we try to prove our point because we want to resolve the situation. We're trying to, because when you disagree with somebody and you have conflicting viewpoints, it makes you uncomfortable. It's not a comfortable situation. It's not a happy environment. It's not conducive to your happiness. So you're trying to prove your point to actually get back to the happiness. It gives you, and it'll give you a sense of resolution, and it'll alleviates the discomfort and the uneasiness of conflict. Right? So there's valid reasons for trying to prove your point. We all have a reason why we want to prove our point. Maybe because we think what we're saying is 100% right. And maybe we think we have proof, but you only see what you want to see. You believe what you want to believe. People can read the same story and get a different concept of the story out of it. People can watch the same thing on TV and take two totally different things away from it. You ever play telephone when you were a kid? It's that kind of thing. That it's different. It's your perspective of life. It's your perspective of the situation. And if you're trying to prove your point, you're trying to get your perspective across to someone else. And if you're forcing it and you're really trying, then think about it from the other side. Would you want someone to be forcing their opinions on you? Doesn't that infringe on your freedom of speech, your freedom of thought, your freedom of choice? So if you're trying to constantly prove your point to someone else, and you're mad because they're defending themselves and not giving in to your side of the story, so to speak, well, isn't that like the same thing? If someone was they're trying to tell you that's one thing and you disagree, so you want to prove your point, and they're wrong or they're the idiots because they don't agree with you. Well, on the other side of the coin, that person thinks you're an idiot because you don't agree with them. So it's all in your perspective of what you're trying to prove, what point you're trying to get across. So we have to accept each other for who we are. You have to consider alternative perspectives. Everybody has their own perspective on life. Every individual is creating their own life, and they see things differently. They believe different things. They want to support different things. They want to talk about different things. They want to be different things. And that's what makes us unique as human beings, is being able to be who we want to be without forcing our opinion on anyone else. So there's really no need to prove your point to a family member, to prove your point to a boss, to prove your point to anyone else. Because the only person that really matters is you. Are you doing what makes you happy? Are you being a good person? Are you being the best that you can be? And if you're not, why not? So don't get defensive when someone doesn't agree with your point. Don't change your feelings towards someone else because they value their opinions as much as you value yours. You have to look at it from all perspectives, all angles. How would you feel if someone was forcing something on you that you didn't believe in or didn't want, and they continued to try to prove their point to you? And you're like, no, it's not the way it is. That's not the way I think. Well, when you're trying to prove your point to somebody else, that's how they feel. So think about it. Next time you have a conflict with your family or with someone you love because you're trying to prove a point, is it really that important? And if they do give in and say, okay, you're right, half the time they're just saying it to stop the argument, to stop the confrontation. And then you don't believe them anyway after you spent all that time trying to convince them, right? Or it goes the other way and the relationship breaks down because you can't convince them to think like you. It sounds easy. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? So let's don't try to prove a point to anybody else but ourselves. I proved a point to myself recently. I started my exercise plan. Go ahead. Give me some applause. Give me a shout. That's right. I finally did it after all these years of talking about it. And guess what? Boy, am I out of shape. But I'm doing it. And it's a bitch. And I'm doing it every day. Probably working out more than I should. But it's not that long because I'm so out of shape. So, but I'm doing it. Not for anybody else. I'm doing it for me. So stop trying to prove your point to someone else and prove it to yourself. All right? All right, that's the show. That's it. Don't forget to click the link to magicmind.co down in there and use the code STAYPOSITIVE20 to get your 50% off discount. Grab the book, The Positive Perspective. Get it from my website and get a personalized copy and get a koozie cup for free. Right, that's right. I'll do it for as long as they last. I got a box full of them. As long as they last, you will get a free coolie cup. So I want to hear from you. All right. And also, hit me on the text line, 304-506-3332. What are you doing? Send me a picture. My name is Nat. This has been the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. I think we can all do a little bit better. I'll talk to you later.